Welcome back to Cigar Time, your ever so friendly show all about premium cigars. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having us back, Wink.
I have no clue what we're doing today.
We're Paul.
This is kind of a surprise, and Paul put on a few pounds, but you know,
And took the hat off.
and he got some more facial hair and some more expertise. Although you still have more hair than I do. What is it that we're doing today? Kind sir, would you like to tell us?
Good, it's your idea.
Oh, you're going to leave it to Scott?
We're gonna
Good
smoke
luck.
a cigar.
We're what?
We're smoking a cigar.
Oh, we're smoking a cigar. Okay, since we're doing that.
We did this about 2 months ago, and we ended up bringing in a cigar. We reviewed the cigar and took you through the process of us evaluating it and actually deciding if we were going to bring the cigar in or not, which we did. And it's the
Buffalo 10.
Buffalo 10, yeah.
And it's selling very well.
Yes, and actually we've since added to it. We've got the Buffalo 10, Buffalo 10 Maduro, and Buffalo 10 Connecticut.
Yeah.
And we have the Buffalo 15 and 20 coming in too.
Cool. And
They don't know it yet, but it's coming in.
It seemed like it was a popular idea. People really liked it. So
Yeah.
we said, all right, you know what? Let's do it again. What we're not going to do is we're not going to tell you what the cigar is. Just because
Just in
we
case.
shouldn't have with Buffalo 10 in case we didn't end up liking it. We don't want to disparage or
You can't even
say
tell me
anything
what it
negative.
is?
What's that?
You can't even tell me what it is?
No.
Boy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm getting
I
the
can tell you-
cinnamon taste.
Yeah, you know what?
I can tell this is the Connecticut.
Mine's
That
Habano.
limits it down.
This is Habano.
Mine's Connecticut also. Moose's Maduro, I think. Yeah. I'm getting a very distinct cinnamon taste or smell.
You know what? I got when you said that, I got it from that one, but not as much. You said you got it from this one too, but I didn't. There was
That
some
was
kind of
more-
a baking spice,
That
but it
was
wasn't
more like
cinnamon.
More like an oatmeal. Yours.
Well, you don't like cinnamon, but I do.
Mild, pleasant. I get the little bit of cinnamon he's talking about.
Yeah, you and I are smoking the same blend.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
different
that's why we're
formats.
getting the same.
And I guess
You
three
got
of
it.
us are smoking a 6x60, and Rob's smoking a Churchill. I guess it was lesser of two evils.
Yeah. I don't like 6x60s. That's just me personally.
Do you like Churchills?
I don't like Churchills either.
This
Didn't
will probably
have
be
it-
the first
didn't have
time
any other size.
anybody's ever said this about Rob. He's got a small mouth.
See, I'm far more discriminatory. Is
Yeah.
that the right word? Discriminatory?
I don't know.
Discriminate.
Discriminate, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the ones I like the best are free ones.
That's fifth.
I'm very discriminating.
These were free.
Can't
Huh.
beat that. It's hard to beat that price. But I'm guessing they won't be free to our
That
customers.
is correct.
Oh,
If we bring them in.
You know, this
Sorry
one is a
about
Habano wrap. There was a time where I didn't necessarily care for Habano
no, they're good. A
wrapper.
good Habano wrap's very good.
Now, I don't know if my palate changed or if whoever is growing them or a majority of them is improved them, but I love that wrapper now.
I think your taste changed.
It could be.
Over years, your taste changed. The more you smoke, the more you experience different tastes, and you know, like years and years ago, I liked really strong cigars, and now I find not so much.
I don't think there really are any really strong cigars anymore.
Not as many as there used to be. I would say that.
I mean, even we talked about that with Max
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago with the Edge. It's just not as
Yeah, edgy.
not as edgy.
Not as edgy.
It's not. The El Rico Habano.
Oh, that used to be a real power.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, can you think of any real powerhouse? The VSG I used to think was a strong
No.
cigar.
I haven't smoked one in a while, but the LFD Digger was a very strong cigar.
Well,
Good
you
name.
can't get them. They're hard to get.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't
Also-
know if they are that way now because they are
Also,
hard to get.
Hoya, the Cuatro Cinco, I think, is barely.
Yeah, that might be especially that little Makito.
Yeah.
That was a.
It's funny how little cigars can be so powerful.
Oh my
yeah.
God, yeah.
Jaime Garcia's pretty
Yeah.
full-bodied.
But full-bodied for now, or full-bodied like
Oh,
compared
no,
to when we first
no,
started
no,
smoking
when we first
cigars.
started smoking, it wasn't. It's
Yeah.
It's full body for now.
And some people like to smoke cigars simply for the power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I'm okay with the full body, but I do it for the flavor.
The taste, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
That's-
I'll have
Yeah. It's
If I have a mild cigar, Prolo de Mar.
Because of my
That's a real mild cigar, but I love the flavor on it.
because of my cooking background, I like to say, anybody can make a hot sauce,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but to make a hot sauce that you want to keep eating,
Yeah.
right.
you know,
Well, you tried
that's
some of the
trick.
stuff he brought in the other day.
You know,
Well,
that's a good point, Moose, because I'm also the same way with wings. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with hot wings as long as they have a decent flavor. But if
Right.
they're just burning my mouth for no reason,
Yeah, anybody can put fire on it. but
Yeah.
To make it
but it
tasty.
overpowers everything.
Yeah.
It's-
To make it tasty, but still break a sweat out on your forehead,
Yeah.
that's a good hot sauce. And that's the same with
Yes.
a cigar. I mean, anybody can make it powerful, but you want to be able to make it tasty so the customer
And
keeps
balanced.
coming back and balanced. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm getting kind of a musty kind of thing going on.
I'm not getting that.
It's a different cigar.
I'm finding this cigar, at least in the first 30 or 40 cents, not having a clue how much
How
a
much
cigar
it is, yeah,
retails
yeah.
for, I'm finding it ordinaire. I mean, there's nothing, this is just my taste, but there's nothing jumps off. Now, again, it's a Connecticut shade. It's not earth-shattering, but it's just nothing, if you said the cigar was $5 or $6, I would say, yeah, it's not bad. But my funny feeling is looking at it is more than $5 or $6.
Probably $5 or $6 6x60s.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good bargain.
I'm smoking the Maduro, and I'm getting a mild Maduro flavor out of it. It's got a little sweetness
Sweet
to
finish.
it. A little bit, and a
Okay.
little floral, too.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Usually indicates.
You know, you said that last week about a cigar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I truly ever. I don't know if my palate is sophisticated enough to get floral, or maybe I'm just not. It's there, but I don't identify
Again,
it.
it's probably from my training as a cook.
Yeah.
Because I dealt with a lot of spices, and you have to know what the spices taste like. And when somebody says it tastes like this, and yeah, not so much. But
know-
especially today's trend, they cook with a lot of flowers. I mean,
Yeah.
blossom flowers.
I watched this movie called Som. Did you ever see it?
What's it called?
Som. S-O. It's about these like 4 or 5 people who are training to be master sommelier. Is that the highest, the master?
Wine.
Yes, it's
yeah,
Somalia,
wine.
yeah, wine, yeah.
Somalia.
And
That's also a country in Africa.
so it was really interesting. But one of the things that they would do to train their palates is they would go to like spice markets, and that's something I want to do. But they would smell and everything, so they could identify the different flavors, and which is also the movie I watched where somebody described the smell of the wine as new can of tennis balls.
What?
Two
Okay.
people. Two
Okay.
people said the same thing about the same wine. It says, reminds me of a new can of tennis balls. It has that like rubbery kind of-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
And
that,
these are the-
like everybody loves a new car smell.
Yeah, new cars.
Yeah,
exactly.
nobody actually goes and
They sell
thinks
a
about it.
spray.
Yeah, they actually sell the
You
spray.
take your
yeah.
50
Some
52
people
Chevy and-
actually do think that, because there's one person of the 4 on this panel that once said new car smell, and there's somebody else who was here that witnessed it, and it was Cornelius and Anthony. I remember it the other day.
Are you looking at this person right now?
Yep.
And it wasn't me. I know that.
Yeah, I mean it's like we've gone over this.
But
ad
don't you
nauseum,
when
but-
you, don't when you smell something and you taste something, they're not necessarily come down the same way.
That's very
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Cigars very rarely taste the way they smell.
Yeah, exactly.
Very rarely.
Yeah, but
I wish more did though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I say the same thing about. I've tried smoking pipes before, and I
Yeah.
love the smell, the
Yeah,
aroma of pipe
exactly.
tobacco, but it doesn't taste the same.
It's like
Yeah.
coffee. I love the smell of coffee, but I
Well, you
can't
don't like
drink
taste,
it.
yeah.
I can't drink it.
Huh.
God, you're a heathen.
As he takes a huge thing.
I'm good. I like coffee. I'm good for maybe 1.5 cups in the morning. After that, I think I get a coffee hangover. Like where I'm serious. You ever have a sugar crash? I think I have a caffeine crash. Like if I have too much coffee in the morning, later in the day, like mid morning, I'm like,
This is it. Just one cup, and that's it.
that's a
Yeah, but it's 92 ounces.
No, it's only 83.
Vodka in it.
No.
rum and coffee.
First of all, I don't like vodka.
Rum, actually, good rum and coffee is really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Irish whiskey.
I would see whether they would complement each other.
And Irish whiskey.
But what I was going to say before is a lot of time for
John
me at least,
Jamison.
tasting a cigar is like okay, this is the first thing that pops into my mind, and that's what I identify it as.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
nothing
that's
pops
what it
into my
is.
mind, but
I mean, what do you guys think? When I first get a cigar I haven't smoked before, no matter what it is, I tend to smoke it slower.
Yeah, absolutely.
To
So you want to taste
yeah,
it.
let the smoke roll
Yeah,
around a little
yeah.
bit.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm just
Yeah.
Well, you're a power hitter, so
Yeah.
well, there are certain things you can do to help taste a cigar better. I've been searching on the internet for to try and do would be a really cool event or promotion where you teach people how to identify flavors, but I haven't really been able to find anything.
it's also too subjective.
It is.
It is.
But
It
that's
is.
why
I
you
mean,
can't
but
take
you
them on a
can,
trip to the spice store.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you can't teach them. You
Everybody's
can't tell them
palates-
what it
everybody's
to
palates
taste like.
different.
Yeah, it's
you
gonna be
can,
different,
you can
yeah.
help them in how to identify the flavors.
And there are certain cigars, and we all can think of who I'm talking about. There are certain cigars that do have a unique taste and a consistently unique taste.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There are blenders who have signature tastes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And again, certain people's tastes are going to be like more the mild, the Connecticut shade often, and other tastes are going to be what we call medium, which I still haven't figured quite out what medium really means.
Yeah, I do. It's easy. It's not
Yeah, it's
mild. and it's
I was
not
going to
strong.
say, it's everything that isn't mild or strong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very large group.
But it's fascinating because this is, much like wine, because we're often compared to wine, very subjective.
Yeah.
And one man's feast is another man's famine.
And what's difficult, challenging for us is there are sometimes we can't only carry cigars that we like
Oh, no.
Right, oh, yeah.
No,
because
not at all.
I mean we look for when we're doing this. I mean we are going to look for things like construction, burn. Is it plugged? Is it not plugged? In addition to the flavor, because the flavor is that's why when they rate, some of the cigars get huge ratings in Cigar Aficionado, it's because they're putting a lot of emphasis on the stuff that's
Right.
subjective or objective. I get those mixed up. But flavor is flavor.
Subjective.
That's subjective.
Subjective.
Okay, so
Because
flavor is
objective
subjective
would
so-
mean consistent. It
Right.
would taste the
Okay.
same to everybody.
Okay. So construction, how it burns, whether it's plugged or not, the look of the cigar for the most part are objective. But flavor is subjective because two different people could get something completely different out of the same
Right.
cigar.
Would you say this is a great looking wrapper?
It's not bad. It's a little veiny.
Yeah, it's a little veiny.
It's veiny, but it's still very nice.
I say it's above average.
Mine's
Yeah.
Mine's all right. It's a
I mean,
different
mine's
wrapper.
fine, yeah.
Yeah, you got the vinyl wrapper.
It is. You know what? It is veiny, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me either.
Draw and taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that's
Well,
what
why
it's
don't
all
we
about.
get our, we've sort of skirted and talked all around, but let's get our objective first review. Scott, why don't you start it out?
There is a little bit of there's a subtle sweetness going on and a little bit of cinnamon, but it's also got a kind of a musty and something like right on my tongue. I think that's from the wrapper. It's a little sour.
I'm getting cinnamon, and I don't like
Don't
cinnamon.
like cinnamon.
But other than that, it's a very pedestrian cigar.
That's what I
it's
said,
very.
yeah.
It's not bad, and it's not good. It's an okay cigar. If you're looking for something to smoke, just for the sake of smoking, and you're doing other things, and you're smoking and putting it down, and working and doing something, you're smoking it.
Cutting the grass or walking the dog.
Yeah,
Dog walkers.
Yeah, something like it. It's not. It would be okay, but it's not a cigar that you're going to sit and have a nice glass of your favorite beverage or whatever after a nice meal. It's not that.
Unless it was like a $4 cigar.
Yeah, for price.
But it's not something that's...
Yeah.
You're still not going to sit down after a nice meal and have it.
No, you would smoke
that.
something better than that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Moose?
Well, it means that mine is a Maduro. It's a mild Maduro. I'm getting a little sweetness from that. What I'm thinking is a little pepperiness could be the cinnamon too. And again, a little bit of floral. At least that's what I'm saying it is. It's not a bad cigar, not at all. And if the price was right, you know,
No clue.
you know.
This is not an expensive cigar just by the construction, but
The only problem I have is mine's starting to come unwrapped.
oh, that's certainly a ringing endorsement.
That's the only problem I got. But other
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's probably how Rob stored it. He's not a professional. I don't know that one may come from me. I don't know.
It could be used earlier. You may have lit it from the wrong side.
Yeah, like Art did.
I tried in the middle so I wouldn't have that problem.
As for me, I stick to what I said earlier. To me, it's, you know, I guess it's because it's the Connecticut, and, you know, I don't smoke all that many Connecticut's anymore. But it's kind of ordinary. I get that little bit of cinnamon, which I do like, that note. It's not overpowering by any stretch. It's burning okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
fine.
The constructions, you know, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, everything's okay about the cigar, but
Yeah.
there's nothing that leaps off the page.
Right.
And
There's not, you can't say anything real bad about the
no,
cigar.
not
There's
at all.
nothing wrong
No,
with it.
no,
There's
no.
nothing making you say, you know what, I want another one.
Yes, exactly.
And that's
exactly
that's.
right.
I guess that's what it comes down to. Is if we find something that we think somebody would want a second time, then
Yeah.
But if you use it in the way that Rob was saying earlier, walking the dog or you know,
Yeah.
out cutting the grass
But-
or doing
but
some yard work.
You're not going to pay a lot of money for those cigars.
Then it
No.
comes down to
And-
price.
but
Then it
that
down
comes to my
price.
point of what the price is.
and
Right.
I honestly, I think the retail on these is like $9.
Yeah, it's
See,
it's
to
$8
me,
or $9.
see, to me, I'd vote. Well, I guess we'll save our up and down for the end of the show. But
Can we do it like Caesar?
I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give it a Roman bath. I don't see. You know, it's okay. I mean, it's like everybody seems to come around to. It's okay.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't smoked the Maduro or the Habano, and my taste would be more inclined to either one of those.
Right.
And you know,
Where?
maybe.
I just got a real soapy taste to it now.
Ooh, it's Cuban.
Soap.
Ivory or dial? It's important, you know. There's a
No,
difference.
when I people give me, or if I have a Cuban cigar, it reminds me. The first couple of puffs reminds me of soap, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's either they're all coming from the same fake factory or it's real.
Now,
No, that means
what you
they-
don't know is they hand wash each leaf.
Right.
And sometimes they don't completely rinse it off.
Or the roller washed her hands before she
That
started.
could be.
Well, I had the same roller, every brand.
She gets around.
Yeah, well.
Can you say that? I guess I said it.
Well, in the context, you
Yeah,
said it.
the
it's okay.
context. It's
Should we,
all how,
should we
how
congratulate our friend Greg Zimmerman,
on his ascendancy to the presidency.
or should we send our condolences?
Well, it depends on whether you look at him as the ascendancy to higher office or the captain of the Titanic.
Exactly. Well, hopefully he does some good things.
But you know what? The captain of the Titanic could have saved that ship, but he didn't.
How could he have saved it? He wasn't in the catbird seat.
No, he could have done other things to make it better, to not go as fast as he was going, not to avoid going a different route, which he should have when he was suggested to going a different route.
Wasn't he?
could
He
have
was
done-
he was put under a lot of pressure to go faster.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right. That's
correct.
correct.
So he
Plus, they
could
didn't have
done-
the instruments. They didn't
could
have.
have done things differently.
Yeah, they didn't have a
Now,
lot
Greg
of.
could do things differently too. He's given something that is sinking. Unfortunately, he might be able to save it.
I read some.
I love Greg. He's a great guy. I like him a lot.
I've
I
read
just-
something
I wish him luck
recently.
in the
We always show he is a great guy.
yeah, and he's been a friend for a long time. So
Yep.
I hope he does well.
He's ascended to the presidency of our larger trade organization, the
But
PCA.
he's got a Herculean task.
Yeah, he has a big
so.
task.
I'm looking for something related to the Titanic that I recently saw, and it was
An analogy?
no. There was one woman that was on the Titanic, the Atlantic, and there was a trio of ships which I never knew
the
before.
Mauritania, the Lusitania, and the Titanic.
No, that wasn't it.
I think that's it. There were 3 ships built around the same time.
I don't think one of them was the Lusitania.
I think it was.
No. Anyway, but here it is.
The Nino, the Pinto, and
Violet
the Santa
Jessup,
Maria.
a ship nurse, served on each of the three sisters, Titanic, Britannic, and Olympic.
Yeah, like I said, see?
You said
Yes.
Lusitania.
Said-
Lusitania was the
Was
one
after that, was actually
She
after
said,
that. Yeah.
listen to this, though. While she was on board, the Olympic collided with a warship and nearly sank. The Titanic hit an iceberg and sank. The Britannic hit an underwater mine and sank. She survived all three.
All three, wow.
Is she still alive?
No.
The Lusitania was the ship
Yeah, I
that the
know. That
Germans
started-
sank to
that-
start
yeah,
World
started-
War One.
Yeah.
Off the coast of America.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't-
got America into the war.
yeah, dragged us in.
The
yeah.
which started the First World War was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
Well, let me see if I understand this. We're smoking the cigar. We're talking about the cigar. Probably not the most flattering terms, but we're also not going to say the name of the cigar. Correct. Okay.
Correct. Because
No, well, I can understand that.
yeah, I mean, guys or gals trying to make a living out there, you know, and somebody else may like it.
Now let me ask you a question.
Sure, go ahead.
You get on a ship and you see her as a nurse on your ship. Are you getting off the ship?
Now? Yeah, because she's like a ghost.
192 years old.
But what I'm saying
More
is
than that.
she didn't have the best luck with ships.
No, she had great luck. She
No,
survived.
she did.
Yeah,
Everybody
right.
else did.
Oh, no, nobody else.
I'm hanging out with her.
Yeah.
Put me in her suite.
Exactly.
Well, let me ask this
How did we get
question.
on the Titanic?
I'm pretty sure this cigar, if I had to guess,
Oh,
Greg
Greg Zimmerman.
I'm not going to try to guess whose it is because that would be a long shot. But what I can tell you, whose it isn't.
Yeah.
This is not a major brand.
That is correct.
Okay, all right. Well, you know whose it is? So the both of you know,
Oh, yeah.
and the both of us don't know.
Well, other than looking at the band,
Oh,
I
you
took it off.
cheated. So I didn't look at my band.
Well,
I
the point
actually,
of not
I
announcing
actually
it-
closed my eyes when I removed the band. I did what I was told to do.
I thought you were in pain. It looked like it anyway.
Now, the point of not bringing it up was not to badmouth somebody else.
No. We don't,
No. I agree.
And we're not really bad mouthing it. It's not a bad cigar. It's just not.
It doesn't sweat much for a fat guy. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, you run fast for a fat guy. It's
Oh.
Babe Ruth.
Is that who that saying was made for?
Yes.
He doesn't sweat much for a fat guy?
No, you run fast.
Oh, he runs fast for a fat guy.
This is starting to numb my
Unlike the Phillies did recently.
Yeah.
This is starting to numb my tongue.
I actually stayed up for that game.
Oh, God. Yeah, 2.5 hour rain delay?
No, just
Hour
an
and 44
Yeah,
minutes.
44.
It was like 12:15, 12:30, something like that before it was over.
I guess the starting pitchers were out by then.
You know, my tongue's starting to get numb
Yeah.
too.
Starting pitchers didn't come back
Is
from the
the
break.
whole-
That's what I mean,
Yeah.
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 And that's a shame because actually Nola was pitching a good game.
Well, he was up against a stiff competition.
They're
Yeah,
doing
he was, but he was doing good.
Well, now the show is degenerated down to
Phillies.
totally
The Filthies.
worthless
We're
babble.
talking.
Yeah, we're talking about the cigar.
With
We
the
both
cigar.
agreed that our tongues
Our
are
tongues
going
are
numb.
getting numb.
Your tongues are getting numb.
Yeah.
Their tongues were getting numb because it's matching their brains. No.
Well,
How can your tongue be getting numb from this cigar?
it's almost like it's got
I don't
an
know.
anesthetic on it or something.
I'm not getting that.
No, my tongue's
Yeah,
not
it's
going
the
numb,
whole,
but
it's the whole tongue, like the middle down. Yeah.
Yeah. The sides seem to be intact.
Getting numb?
Yeah.
Yes.
Halls make cigars now.
What?
Does Halls make cigars now?
Yeah.
Well, I think we probably, person by person, sum up their feelings of whether to carry it or not, and then we can have a group discussion after that if it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
think
You
we've
lead
all-
it off, Scott. Thumbs up or down? And why?
Thumbs
Now, you
Down.
can't...
down.
walk the plank.
You know what? It started off nice, but it's turning into. It's turning into we smoke them so you don't have to.
There you go.
I mean, it was okay at first, but now it's getting kind of gross, and my tongue's numb.
And you say it's $9?
It's
I
around
think so.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob.
Nothing pains me more, you guys know, than to agree with Scott.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to vote no for this. I mean, I know a lot about the cigar. I know the guy who makes the cigar is a very nice cigar. He's sort of a friend of the family on the outskirts of the family, our cigar family. I mean, it's a very okay cigar. It's not a great cigar. It's nothing that'll make you say, I want more, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go get another one. If the price was a lot low, if the price was half, then I would say yes.
Price matters, huh?
I'm not rating it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Not
not
rating it.
Matters.
See now.
Here, let me see. Let me give you a shovel so you can dig out of that quicksand.
Not rating a
Can you dig
cigar,
out a
whether or not to
quicksand?
bring it in. It's
I
a
never heard of
business
anybody
decision.
doing that.
That's exactly right. It's a business decision. I would, if it were half price, I would say bring it in, because then people can buy it and do exactly what we were talking about: cut the grass,
Walk the dog. Yeah.
just smoke it, doing mundane things, and not have to think about, or it will not relax you. It's not like a relaxing cigar. So I'm gonna have to say no.
Moose. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty much what these guys said.
Yeah,
There's not much to add to it. I mean, I don't get the numbness of the tongue.
No, me neither.
And the flavor's not bad, but it's not great. And at the price point, it really'd have to knock my socks off to
Yeah.
buy it.
To me, it's kind of a harmless cigar.
Oh yeah.
And like Rob and Scott say, if the cigar were $4 or $5, $6, maybe you'd look at it differently.
Right.
Yeah.
But some, I think Scott said it's $9 or higher or something. It's just, this seems to be a cigar that's a boutique cigar made by somebody who sells it to somebody else, who then sells it to this guy, who then tries to sell it to us guys. I mean, it's gone through too many hands that probably in the future could make the cigar inconsistent. The more hands it goes through, sometimes other things enter into the decision as far as how to grow the crop, how much to pay for the best primings and stuff like that. There's too many variables that the major household name companies have an advantage over
The
them.
one thing I think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that maybe a little more aging on it would work. That would change the flavor a little bit.
Bad tobacco is just bad tobacco. It's not going to make it.
Yeah, on the Connecticut, at least this one, I don't think it would make much difference.
And to let everybody know, this happens more than us saying, yes, let's bring in a cigar.
Oh yeah, oh my God, yeah. Jesus.
We get cigars all the time from manufacturers
Wow.
that we just say, "Pfft," and just throw them out.
And that's where the saying comes from.
Right.
Well,
Rob
let us
said.
know if you enjoy this type of segment where we evaluate what products to bring in. It's exciting for us, especially when we get one that we really like and
Right, like
want to
Buffalo
bring in,
Bill.
as opposed to necessarily this. Just want to remind everybody, stay tuned for Cigar Time Outlet Show. Watch and save a lot of money. And I guess we want to thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for
Bye,
your
y'all.
patronage. And we'll see you next Wednesday night.
Smoke 'em if you
Bye
got
bye
'em.
for
Ciao
now.
for now, everybody.
Life's